Whisper Rambles. What I watched recently videos and celebrity gossip is one of my areas. Videos that I usually make, but I haven't made one in probably in over half a year, definitely 5 or 6 months. So I recently saw some juicy things happening and I wanted to talk about it because I haven't seen that many juicy things happening celebrity wise, so I haven't made a video. So hopefully this video is probably like a good summary of things that are happening, so you don't have to watch 30-20 minute long videos about each particular subject on detail, because I do that honestly on the background. But you know, these are some of the things that I saw online, and there will be like 1 or 2 influencer things that I will mention, although they're not celebrities, they're like celebrity adjacent at this point. So, and the mic setting is different today. I don't have the binaural on. This is like the cardioid mode. So let me know if you like this one too. I like both. Okay, we're gonna start off with the hot new series that dropped on Amazon Prime, and I watched it in 2 days. This is based on a book series. I think it's called Off Campus. It is a hockey romance, so this is like a smutty book series. This is something I would not read because I've read some smutty books, and literary wise they're just like a fun read, but I think I've had enough of them. However, watching it is like a completely different story. I had fun watching it. The actors do a good job. The script, not the script, but like, yeah, maybe the script, like episode 1, I was like, damn, how many times are they gonna mention this man's name? Like, they were full naming this man so many times within the first 15 minutes. I was about to stop watching, and honestly it was bad. Like the first episode I didn't like it because it was kind of like a show where they shove information down your throat instead of showing it, which is what a film or TV series should do, because you have a visual medium, use it. Anyway, I enjoyed it overall though. It was like funny and lighthearted and smutty, so it was a fun time. Basically, one of the actresses in this show, Mika Abdallah, she was engaged to a man, and I think they broke off their engagement maybe 3 months before the show was released. Like, I heard 3 months somewhere. Anyway, they broke off their engagement. It doesn't really matter when, but he went on a podcast and they asked him a question about her, I guess, or like his previous relationship, and he ended up referring to her as some bitch. Just because he wanted to, I guess. How rude. That would just be like confirming everything about the decision I had made if I was in Mika's situation. Good riddance. She is so beautiful, and she's going to be like the main character in the next season of Off Campus, because they're gonna be doing that relationship, basically. Although I think like the Off Campus relationship, the main guy and girl, very cute. Like the dancing in the locker room, him watching her, like I found that really adorable. I did think like their relationship progressed really fast, and I like that. Not like many people were toxic in the show. I really like that about the male think. They had like a paper, confetti, and all this. And they went to Sicily to, I guess, do the ceremony and like the party side of it. That's it. Happy for Dula Peep. There's some beef with Charlie D'Amelio. So Charlie D'Amelio, if you don't know, she started like dancing from a very young age. I believe she was on a dancing TV show, like, was she in Dance Moms? Maybe in a couple of episodes. I don't really know how long she was on there. I think she was on there though. She's done competitions all her life. She started doing Musical.ly and then basically blew up on TikTok when it changed from Musical.ly to TikTok. And obviously 2020 she got super viral. She has the second most followers on TikTok. She was on Dancing with the Stars. She won that season with Mark Ballas. She was on Broadway in Romeo and Juliet. And right now I don't know what she's doing, but basically her dad and her mom really wanted to make a business out of her. From it is what it seems like. They're really milking their daughter's success and her talents in like brand deals and all sorts of stuff. It's what it seems like, my opinion, allegedly, okay? Don't sue me, please, Mark. Like, dated a shoe company. I don't even know if that still exists, but I'm pretty sure it was like a family shoe company. Obviously, Dixie is her sister. And all of them, like, started this shoe company. They were, like, talking about this shoes for a while. And then I just stopped hearing about that. And then they did, like, this popcorn snack brand. And then I just stopped hearing about that. And she has distanced herself from her family, it seems like. She doesn't follow her mom or her dad on Instagram. And I feel like when people say this, it's like, oh, it's Instagram, it doesn't really matter. But like, I feel like for influencers and for celebrities, it probably does. And apparently Mark said, her dad said that they haven't spoken, like Mark and Charlie hasn't spoken since 2025, since last year. So there was this like anonymous tip that was submitted to Demois. Demois is like this internet gossip Instagram account, and there was this anonymous tip that said that Mark and Heidi allegedly have been stealing money from Charlie while she was, underage, and she obviously had to, her parents managed her finances for her, obviously. Unless you're emancipated, like your family manages your finances for you. And clearly some of the money from this anonymous tipper, they were saying, allegedly was moved to their bank accounts. And there was also talk, allegedly, of Mark doing some offshore business. Although Mark is denying all of this, he went on a live stream and he basically was like, I don't even know what an offshore account is. I would never find, like, how would you even do that? I wouldn't even know. And also, we didn't need Charlie. We were already rich before Charlie got super famous. I watched a video from D'Angelo Wallace, and he was looking up like news articles with Mark D'Amelio, and apparently he was trying to run for like a member of the Republican Party before Charlie got like viral and stuff back in the day. He was a hardcore Republican and he was running for it, like to be a member in his like city or whatever. I don't know how it works in America, like fully. And at one point he was also arrested for a DUI, and he had Charlie, I think, or Dixie, I was Charlie sitting in the car with him. Can you imagine literally putting your 9-year-old child in danger and everyone else around you in danger? And apparently he said like some snarky comments to the police officers, like, I don't even, so this guy isn't very reliable. He also commented under this like anonymous tip post on Instagram under like the Demois post and said nobody, reached out to get a comment from me, and this is all, not true, and the truth will come out. I have all the receipts. He also went on a live stream and he repeated this, like, I have all the receipts, yet he didn't show any receipts. And he kept saying that people around Charlie don't have the best interest for her. And then in like D'Angelo's video, he showed some clips from the not documentary, the reality TV series that they did, like kind of like Kardashians-esque, but it was following the D'Amelio family. Yeah, they also did a reality TV series, like they did the shoe company, the snack company, the reality TV series in like quick succession. I remember, I think they're all, I don't even know which one is going. The reality TV is probably not going on anymore. Anyway, the whole show, like the clips of Charlie is just like she's being sad and miserable and depressed and she needs support from her family, and they're literally like on holiday. Like one of the plot points, I guess, or like one of the things that they covered was how they went to Japan and Charlie was working there doing like a photo shoot or something for a brand, and the rest of the family were literally like enjoying free time. And she was like, I'm really stressed right now, I'm so tired and I just want support from my family. Where are they? They're like just vibing. They're nowhere to be found, like, because their daughter is allegedly, working for them and paying off their holiday. Allegedly. I will say this everywhere because I feel like Mark D'Amelio is a man who will come for anyone. Allegedly. Allegedly. Anyways. So yeah, that sucks. Like, I like Charlie. I've always liked her. She got so much hate for being super viral and popular and getting all the views, and people like writing like, why does she get all the views? Like, she only does dances on TikTok. Like, it's the algorithm. Like, she doesn't control it, does she? And she's just, she's a nice person. I don't think she's done anything like wrong. And she was like thrust into fame at such an early age, and I can't even imagine. Must be, yeah, she posted like online saying that she's just depressed, like, back off me, like, I'm depressed. So that must be really tough working through all of this. Next we're gonna briefly mention about a book creator that trademarked the phrase hot girls read. Basically this girl started a business selling, I think it's like stationery, and like then she moved on to making like sweatshirts that have the phrase hot girls read printed on them. Anybody can do this, and people are saying like hot girls read have been a thing forever. You can't trademark this phrase because hundreds of other people have done stickers with them and like other merchandise with them, and she was selling bookmarks. That was it. Anyway, she like came out with a video being like, I'm taking the power back, this is for the girls, even though she just like trademarked a very commonly used phrase. And apparently if like people say that this trademark has been filed for not the right purposes, or it doesn't really suit, like, I don't know how to legal terms. I'm not a lawyer. Basically, because so many people have used it before her, they can get rid of the trademark, and she has no power keeps a trademark, but I doubt that she will. So people are basically signing this petition to get the trademark and deleted and hold. I don't know what you call it. But yeah, that's basically it. Some nothing burger drama. Next up, I have a quick news that if you know the book Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, that's being turned into a movie, and apparently there were already 2 directors attached to it, but the current director attached right now is Anna Kendrick. That's exciting. I do like Anna Kendrick. She's pretty funny, and yeah, I think I watched quite a few of her movies. I watched the one with Blake Lively. I know nobody like Blake Lively is like you either feel this way or that way. I feel like she's, you know, the Justin Baldoni stuff. She has some bad PR right now, but give it a year and everybody will be back loving her. So she's a good actress though, you know. So Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick have this movie, like a Simple Favor. Yeah, that was pretty good. Not gonna lie, that was pretty good. I like that one. I don't think I watched the second one. It has a second one, but I heard that it's not as good. Another news is, this is like old news though. Harry Styles and Zoe Kravitz are apparently engaged. Although people were saying like, oh, she's wearing this ring because it's part of an advertising campaign because she was gifted by the brand. I don't know. Apparently they're engaged and they have been dating for 8 months, so they got engaged after 8 months. So we'll see how that goes, but they do look pretty in love. It's an L for all the girls out there, but you know, I'm in your corner, in the sad corner. Another book that's getting turned into a movie, which already has a series, is The Summer I Turned Pretty. So they started filming The Summer I Turned Pretty, the movie. I don't know what the movie is going to cover. Like, I feel like it doesn't really need a movie, but I will watch it. Are we kidding? I will be sad. Then Dakota Johnson is dating a role model who is Emma Chamberlain's ex. And also, I don't know if I talked about this, but this is also old, but it like basically Dakota Johnson is selling her house, the one that was in the Architectural Digest video, and everyone is wondering, does the house come with the limes? And if you watch that Architectural Digest video, you know what I mean. She's like, I love limes, I present them this way. And they were just like set dressing. Anyways, that house is gorgeous though. Look it up, like it's gorgeous. She is dating a role model who used to be with Emma. I don't think he dated anyone in between, unless I'm wrong. But he's written so many songs about her, whole album probably. Yeah, he's written a whole freaking album about her, and probably more. But Emma was dating Peter McBolan, I think, another musician, after she broke up with role model. Basically, they broke up because I think they weren't fighting enough. Like, there wasn't like, they're like people pleasers, I guess. And they weren't like fighting about anything. Like, they didn't have healthy conflict. Like, they probably just like steeped in their own, like, if somebody didn't like something, like, they didn't confront each other. I don't know, that's like what I remember from the interviews that she and he said. If you want to find out more about this, like, she talked about relationships and stuff, and he's writing songs about her. He is admittedly way less successful than Role Model, but I feel like he will be even less because of what he did next. Emma and Peter broke up, right? It's Met Gala. It's Met Gala day, night, evening, the whole shebang. Emma's going to be at the Met Gala, obviously, as every year. For the past 5 years, she's gonna be on the red carpet and she's gonna be interviewing the guests. Also, her dress was freaking phenomenal. Like, I think she was the best dressed. Her Jean-Paul Gaultier, JPG, as people say, dress was so hot. Like last year. But this one was, like, it reached a new level. I don't know how she and her stylist does it, but they're beautiful together. This is like a match made in heaven. I'm so glad that she met her stylist, Jared, because they're just perfect. Like, their minds collide and they come up with the most creative concepts, and it's just beautiful. Like, you need to look up that dress. It's gorgeous. Anyway, you know, what would you do if your ex-boyfriend posted a video on TikTok singing your ex-boyfriend's song about you? This is a unique experience, I think, and I think it's so shitty of Peter to do. He was like singing Sally, I think, and like smirking in the video because he knew what he was doing. Like, I don't know, engagement farming, because he knew like this is a really big important night for her. He was angry, and I guess that's like taking revenge. I don't know what he was thinking he was going to achieve with this, but I feel like everybody just looked at it being like, this is so unhinged. Like, why would you do this at the most important night of the year for her, arguably? Such weird behavior, and it doesn't reflect badly on her at all. It's just like, just put your credibility down to 0. Like, if I was a person, I don't know, dating him after this situation, I would like look at this and I'd be like, should I? What's gonna happen if we have an argument and we break up? Like, what's his response gonna be next? Like, a diss track? It was just funny. It was very unhinged. Crazy. I feel like he should have done it like any other time. Like, if he was gonna do it a week after. But that was crazy. But yeah, that's all on my list. But I'll talk about one more thing. And I forget this creator's name. So this is about a TikToker that I've never ever watched her videos. She's never been recommended to me because I don't watch content like this. It's about relationships and how to get a relationship. Like, don't get advice from people online. Don't get advice from influencers about how to find a romantic partner. Like, generally, okay? They live in a different world. And also she's like a lunatic, in my opinion, okay? No offense, but like, she's not gonna watch this video. She basically made all this content about dating. I've been watching another creators like recaps about all of her life drama, basically. So I know the tea from that. I think the creator's name is Amy. She's a British creator who makes like drama videos, basically, and I like her commentary. Basically, this creator, let me talk about it. I'm sorry, I'm like beating around the bush, but like, her brand was talking about relationships, dating advice. She would go on dates, talk about her experience, be positive, dating content. I don't know how sustainable that is, but she found a man. She claims in a gym. They locked eyes and it was instant love. Okay. So this man, they go on like one date. Or even prior to the date, she starts filming for TikTok. And she's like, I'm getting ready for the date with my husband. If your best friend or your friend does this crap, like pulls something like this, you gotta shake some sense into them, because are you kidding me? You haven't even like been on a date with this guy and you're like, he's my husband. But you know, for this lady, it's actually true. Because it's been like 6 months or something and they're getting married. They're gonna get engaged. Like they got engaged. They sponsored their engagement. And they're gonna sponsor their wedding. It's crazy. But what's craziest for a lot of people is how they went on a couple of dates. Like I said, they met in a gym. And he slid in the DMs or something. I don't know. It's murky. It's unclear. There's a narrative like they met in the gym that she created. But also, apparently he was at the time messaging like so many different people, trying to slide into the DMs to get a girlfriend or like to get anyone, and maybe she was one of these people, but she won't say that. So they met, they go on like 3 dates, and they decide like they're the loves of their lives, and they're like super serious, whatever. They sit on a park bench with the camera in front of them, and they make this 21 parts documentary. 21 part, she calls it a documentary, videos on TikTok. She's just like talking to the camera. It's not a fucking documentary. I'm sorry, I'm getting riled up, and this is a relaxing ASMR video. But it's so ridiculous. And they talk about such uninteresting stuff. It's like they're talking about love and how they met each other for the first time. What did they think? And what they think about this and that. And I don't know how this would be interesting to anyone. But because of this ridiculousness, I think they get tons of views, and they obviously continue documenting their relationship, their dates. This leads up to their engagement. Again, a couple months into knowing each other, he is proposing to her. However, like the first couple of weeks that she knows him, she's already made a Pinterest board that is public. Her followers went and saw the Pinterest board, which was like titled as his name, and then there were like wedding related posts and like rings and all this stuff. 2 weeks into knowing a guy, I can, but I think she micromanaged her own engagement, like telling him exactly like everything she wanted. And they, I guess, booked a venue and they drove to the engagement together. So she knew that she was gonna get proposed to while they were driving to this hotel that he proposed at. Like they walk up to the seaside and he proposes to her, and there's cameras everywhere, flash, and she sold the story to US Weekly or something. Crazy. Just crazy. Like, you... Okay, control freak vibes, definitely. But also, how is this romantic? How is this the love of your life when you have to spoon feed everything you like to him? The craziness is not over. Basically, they're getting married, right? They've already, they're engaged, and they're frantically looking for venues at the moment. And it's because he is saying that they need to get married as soon as possible and move into the same house because otherwise he won't be able to get a visa, allegedly. So she said to her audience she has decided to sell her house, to rent a house in another city with him. Why do you have to sell your house to rent a house? Makes no financial sense. Makes no sense. So she's like going to these lengths to be with this guy. I don't know. You need to go and like find this girl because she's posting about it. She's not a girl, she's a woman, she's a grown woman. And she's posting about all of this, you know, and I think they're gonna like get their wedding sponsored. By that I mean like they'll find companies to pay for it and they'll just make advertisements out of their wedding. I think this comes as a surprise to literally anyone ever who has like followed her story and I don't know, kept up with her. But yeah, I definitely this is a story I'll be watching on the YouTube channel that covers it because I have no time to watch her stupid TikToks about this guy who is super cringe, and I haven't even told you everything about him. He is weird. Like, I don't know anybody that falls in love in like a day and decides, yeah, this is gonna be my husband and this is gonna be my wife without like an ulterior motive. And I'm not saying that there is an ulterior motive there, okay? Don't come for me. Lawsuits. But it's just like they're both a red flag. Like, what happened to your critical thinking? And there's so many other guys that are more better looking than him, not gonna lie. No offense to him, but like he is also comparing both of them in their financial situations. He's like a trainer or something, and a model. Yeah, and a model. And she owns her own house and has a business online, very comfortable. So comparing the two, who has more to gain in this scenario? You make your mind up. I've already made up mine. But either way, we will see what happens with it because they are, you know, she is dedicated to posting about every single detail about her life because she makes money that way. So, and you know, they're already talking about kids. So if they get married, they're gonna be family bloggers, I think. Which is probably the worst outcome because poor children who have to be on camera for thousands of people to see, and their parents are, you know, using them as cash cows. Allegedly. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about just generally my opinion. But yeah, that's another one for you. Let me know if you've seen anything weird going on the internet. I feel like a lot of influencers are there's a lot of influencer drama. Or people that are trying to be influencers and then they get into a hot mess. But yeah, people, like, it's so interesting to live in this time where everyone, or I don't know, everyone's like filming themselves and putting it online, and people who are filming their lives like to the extreme. You are discovering so many different like types of people and characteristics and like the variety. Yeah, it's interesting, and how the act of putting it online and people watching it and feeding back to it is probably like shaping them in some way and influencing their behavior. But very, very fascinating. But yeah, this is all I have for you today. I want to stretch this video out a little bit more by sharing the last one. Although she's not a celebrity, it's been covered by a few YouTubers, and I Insta